Here's the real star of the show, and here I am. Good evening. I'd like to take the time to finally address a subject regarding rheumatoid arthritis that perhaps should be the hallmark and the head of this disease. And I'd like to just simply say it'd be rheumatoid arthritis. Nobody gets it until they get it. Very emphatic there, emphasizing on you don't understand unless you get it. But first I gotta step away from something and go on a personal little diversion real quick and say that it come to my attention that there are some people seeking me out from a former group, and I feel really bad that we didn't get the bridge built before I jumped on the land, off ship, whatever you want to say. So if you have any way of networking, as some people have tried to reach out and just simply ask how I am, and the admins at said group won't direct people my way, do your best to get your friends to come to my personal page, Raw Dogs, hashtag Team Fuck RA. That's the big one. That's the Facebook group that I'm hoping to grow and have people feel comfortable being there. And then, of course, direct them to this channel. I don't consider myself a YouTuber. I just consider myself a guy who has access to YouTube. But perhaps someday I'll get there. But I guess you should do the right thing. And down at the bottom, you can hit the thumbs up and like these videos individually. You can also subscribe, which I would recommend. And like I said, doesn't seem to be spreading itself. So if you help me spread the word and get other people involved with autoimmune diseases, and particularly rheumatoid arthritis, and we get this going. But onward and upward really quick. I want to get there to what I was saying. And I've been thinking about this, and I said I want to start doing subject matters. So today I'll try to just steer on to this for a little bit. And it really is about the idea that nobody gets it. Nobody gets rheumatoid arthritis unless they were actually to get it. We are all so different, and for some people there's medications that send them back into remission. For others it's an agonizing role, and for one guy in particular here, there's these fears of medications. Hell, I could get side effects from a regular Tylenol, so do I want to sign up for something that potentially could cause lymphoma and tear apart my stomach worse than one particular medication, metformin, I've been on? Not really, just not ready for that. But my hands are telling a different story. Actually somewhat cleared up, but you can kind of see the caving in of some of the knuckles there, and they're not the straightest things anymore and stuff. But it's hard to gauge our pain. I'm a big advocate to pain relief should be part of treatment of rheumatoid arthritis. I just haven't met a rheumatologist that I could jibe with, but I want to start with symptomatic treatment. And people are going to freak out about that, say, oh, no, that's not the way to do it. But it's the way I want to do it. And the metformin has taken down some inflammation. There's some case studies. Go ahead, Google it yourself. Don't believe me, whatever. But I mean, there's case studies out there, and I'd gladly sign my name to one of the case studies. I got room for about 500 more milligrams of metformin a day, but it really does a job on the tummy at times. But I know that it's gotten me some of my mobility back. It's brought down some inflammation. But I'm still popping Aleve and Tylenol like they're Pez, and that's not great. But I look at these seeds, and some of them, I don't know, they call it Rinvoq or something like that or whatever. I mean, I'm going to butcher the hell out of these names, but there's someone that, I wind up with blood clots or something that raises your blood pressure or heart failure. I mean, very close. A dear friend is supposed to be taking that Plaquenil or whatever, and you got to worry about the peepers then. But beyond that, there's some that, raise the blood pressure. I don't need help with that. You got the prednisone, the dance with the devil, raise your blood sugar. I'm already doing great on that, my own. So I have my own reasons, but that's what I'm saying is that even the other warriors don't get it, and they got it. But I want to address general society, The worst thing we all can always hear is, oh, I got that too. I got that in my knee. I got that in my neck. I got that in my toe, and yeah, I understand some people are fortunate enough to have what I would call isolated rheumatoid arthritis. They really only got it in their hands, maybe even one hand. But I don't. I got the whole body jive going on. I got it all. I mean, then they go to the other extreme too. That's getting your organs and stuff. And it's like, yeah, so's life. So's 20 years of smoking. So's a long history of alcoholism, which thankfully I don't personally have. But I'm just saying there's, does it aggressively attack the organs? Do these autoimmune diseases aggressively attack? I don't know. Science behind it will say possibly, and henceforth why the aggressive treatments. But treatments and medication, I'm going off subject onto that. I wanted to just talk about the yay sayers and all that. And what's funny too is got this whole thing about weather. Like, I love being out in my truck and plowing snow, but sometimes those cold snaps, they really get the best of me. And the weather kind of what do you want to say, it magnifies and all that. So they'll be like, oh yeah, my knee was hurting this morning too, and it's like, well, that's that osteoarthritis. But us with rheumatoid too, we can sure get affected. And I just made a post the other day about, does barometric pressure affect you? Because I've always had some issues here with these sinuses and stuff, and the barometer and just up and down, there's a place 5 miles down the road. I mean, we drop an elevation of hundreds of feet, and feel it just going down that hill or whatever, But where I live here, we got influx of, prevailing winds coming from the northwest and stuff, and that barometer is going like a yo-yo, so it's like lots going on. So yeah, we get that going on as well. Barometric pressure and stuff like that. But it's just, the idea of how dismissive some people can be, and, I get it where they don't, know what to say. You tell them you got rheumatoid arthritis. And what I find sad too is family. I have a sister out there that's an RN. And here we go with the F-bomb of the week or whatever, but she don't give a fuck about. Does not. Wouldn't talk to me. I told her strictly after my diagnosis what I had, what I'd come down with, and I might as well just told her that, I had a couple extra little blackheads, that's how I was treated. And my father, that was a great deal too, he says, whoa, a buddy of mine got that. Your fucking son does too, dude. Your son does. So, nobody gets it unless they get it. And there's a prevalence, me with this bushy bowl on my face and that, we're kind of in the minority, the men. It was probably a woman's disease, and an older woman's disease at that, when it was first gaining limelight and stuff like that. But, so it's, it's hard to just be in what's supposed to be considered the prime of your life and go to people and say, I hardly walked today, and I'm sorry, getting this gallon of milk open is rough or something, And boy, I mean, as soon as I could in life, I couldn't wait to get that, hands on things and open the jars for grandma and lift this, lift that, lift it high above my head, things I shouldn't have been lifting, never lift the right way, etc. So they're not going to get it unless they get it. And even when we have it, it took me a while to decide to go on the support groups on Facebook. Then just half-assed jokingly, I decided I'd fire up my own group here, which, again, I encourage you to spread the word and get more people out here. And if this gets allowed to be posted in a group I'd like to post in, I'd like a lot of you people to join me here. And I appreciate some of the very personal support I get daily and people checking in on me with this condition. But I've only met a handful of people with it, and we don't, not like motorcyclists or nothing. We don't have this big clubhouse and weekly meetings and make a fun time of it and go do things together, Rheumatoid Brothers Unite and stuff like that. I mean, that might be something in the future, roommates, as I like to say. But that's the reason why I want the social aspect, too. I want people, I'm in a vacation hotspot here, and I want people to be able to come up here suffered from this disease, and we do have like a meet and greet, a potluck, sit on a bench and tell your story or something. I mean, more education needs to be gotten out there, and that's my motivation to start making these videos, is that a raw, unedited, I mean, I'm no YouTuber, as I just said earlier in the video. I'd like to learn. I'd like to put, silly things in here. I don't care much for the background I'm filming in tonight, but it's the only place I could get a little piece of quiet in the house right now. So I prefer my vehicle. That's just my comfort zone and safety. But at least I got my girl on the bed by me here, and that's it. So my idea is that I want a social network, rheumatoid arthritis. But I'm no IT guy. I'm no Daniel, you know who you are, my brother. I can't put together professional, stunning background music, enthusiastic YouTube videos, but I might be able to get out on a screen like this in some sort of Zoom conference call, and me and 3-4 other people living with the condition could fill you in on what it's like to have it, and how the thing I gotta say to start wrapping this up a little bit is how do you go forward? How do you get people to understand? Could be your brother, could be your significant other. I mean, how do you get them to understand? And that's probably subject for, there's a good subject to, I'm sure I can make 15-20 minutes on that someday. But like I said today, I just want to make and emphasize that, there's the things that, I hurt my back shoveling, or, my hands get cold and they, seem to cramp up a little bit. Well, yeah, I appreciate being empathetic and having some knowledge of it, but you're not going to get it unless you get it. And that's, make a trademark, make a t-shirt out of it. I'll wear it with pride, but the idea is that, it's just one of those things that, how do we come out of our body? And the one I want to say, and this, I've got a lot of praise for this, another t-shirt idea or something. What does rheumatoid arthritis feel like? People ask, people close to you, your friends, whatever, strangers on the street or whatever. And I say, it's a toothache in every joint. Ooh. That's the one. You've lived through losing your baby teeth as a kid. You had wisdom teeth come in your teens and early adults, and then you get around the 40 and mid-40s mark and haven't had the best dental insurance or something like that, and teeth start going south on you again or something. Toothaches, yeah, pretty relatable. So you get that going on. And when that happens, then you get people that go, yeah, they really cringe, and they bite down hard on that one, and say, oof. And you're like, yeah. So now you understand why one of the things I was saying was advocating for pain relief. Big thing, obviously, they say is get the inflammation down, get some movement, and, my range of motion is shot on my hands. I mean, this is a struggle to do, but I got to do something with them. Resistance bands. I like to say what I call steering wheel therapy. Every day, get out there, grip that steering wheel, and when I'm driving, the pain seems to go away because the mind is healing there. I'm concentrating. I got to pay attention. I'm plowing snow. I'm doing something. Taking the golf cart in the summer. Motion is lotion, as people say. Stolen from many different people with this condition. So, I mean, there's a lot of things we try to do, but it sure would be nice if they understood a little better, you know, what could numb down the pain a little bit to get us into that motion. And one of the greatest things I feel would be like an aqua therapy, swimming pools, hot tubs. I mean, if you can free swim in a lake or pond or pool, that's great, but get out there and get the weight off the joints and do things. And I personally don't get that privilege, but I'd be all about it. So that's one of the big things. And like I said, I expand on a few forks we can go with this about, like I said, explaining your significant other and close family. Is there a way to get down the pain? That'd be a whole subject. So I'm going to try to be subjective, but some weeks I'm just going to come here and I'm going to ramble because, you know, I'm going to keep you going in my personal life here, and we haven't had a great amount of snow lately, so haven't been, you know, a whole bunch of snow plowing pictures or anything like that. And truthfully, feeling a little beginning of the year blues here. My sleeping schedule's totally messed up. I'm living on like a third shift schedule, so I don't see a lot of daylight, and ain't been seeing a lot of people either, so, you know, it just gets down and get up in your own head at night, and it gets to be a kind of lonely place. That's another thing. What is rheumatoid arthritis? So many things and so many spurt outs, you could say. One of the things I'd say is rheumatoid arthritis is lonely. It's painful and it's lonely. But if I get to share exactly what I go through with you, and I feel the support coming in from you and the love and caring, and get some things in my personal life a little better and happier, then I will truly warrior on, and I will do what I say at the end of all my videos, and that's keep fighting the good fight. So with that, I'm going to sign off, and I'm going to say peace, love, and keep fighting the good fight, my warriors.